Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to the 61st Annual General Meeting of SLLA. Let us now start the event with an auspicious sign of Sri Lankan culture. Ms. Vijini will invite our dignitaries to light the oil lamp. Ms. Vijini.
Thank you, Mr. Ramanan. It is true that every noble event begins with a bright ray of light. Therefore, I humbly invite our respected dignitaries to honor the occasion.
Chief guest, Dr. Tonia Arahova, IFLA President-elect 2021-2023. Mr. Janaka Jayalath, Deputy Director General, Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission. Mr. W. Sunil, Director General, National Library and Documentation Services Board. Dr. Pradeepa Vijayatunga, Director, National Institute of Library and Information Science, University of Colombo. Senior Professor M.K. Veerasinghe, Head, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Kelani. Engineer Shantha Senarath, President, Organization of Professional Association. Dr. Ruwan Gamage, President, Sri Lanka Library Association. Dr. Nayana Vijayasundara, Immediate Past President, Sri Lanka Library Association. Dr. R.D. Ananda Tissa, President-elect, Sri Lanka Library Association. Dr. K.R.N. Harshani, General Secretary, Sri Lanka Library Association. Dr. Champa N.K. Alahako, Education Officer of Sri Lanka Library Association. Mrs. Varuni Gangabadarachi, Treasurer of Sri Lanka Library Association. On behalf of members, Professor Jayasri Lankaki. On behalf of students, Mrs. K. Krishnapriya.
Thank you all. Now it's time to give a due tribute to our motherland with a national anthem.
Sunday.
Thank you, everyone. SLLA is the result of many individuals who have dedicated towards bringing the profession to impressive heights. In this regard, we are obliged to pay our respect to the members who have passed away. Let us pay a moment of silence to all those who served and left us.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am profusely elated to take this opportunity to call upon our President of SLLA to deliver his speech. Dr. Ruwan Gamage, the altar is all yours, sir.
Thank you, Ramanan. Dr. Tonia Arahoa, President-elect of the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions, all other invited dignitaries, especially Professor Jayasiri Lankage, who this week celebrated his 85th birthday, and probably the most senior member who is with us today, past president, past and present council members, students, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ruwan Gamage, the president of the Sri Lanka Library Association for 2020-2021. It's a great pleasure to have you here at the inauguration of the 61st Annual General Meeting of the Sri Lanka Library Association. This year we have the inauguration and the meeting of the AGM entirely online for the first time in history. It is due to the prevailing condition, but I should mention that last year at the annual general meeting held physically, some members expressed the need to host this in hybrid mode to enable members who are currently staying overseas to participate. Even under different circumstances, this has come into existence. Due to the great vision and the foresight of our leaders in the past, librarians in Sri Lanka are fortunate to be members of a historical professional association. It is a founder member of the Organization of Professional Associations of Sri Lanka and one of the early professional bodies in this region too. We are now sailing into the 7th decade with pride. Due to the global pandemic situation, we had to change the strategy and scope of our work. As a result, we had an opportunity to focus on looking at ourselves in front of the mirrors of reasoning and discourse. We have given a detailed account on the annual report about our accomplishments this year, which is available online. But I should mention about the education program because this year, the SLLA is celebrating the 60th anniversary of Library and Information Science Professional Education, or LIS education. One of the major responsibilities of a professional body continues to be the building of the next generation of professionals and setting standards in professional education. Keeping abreast with this need, SLLA changed the names of its flagship professional courses in library and information science on par with the industry standards. Level 1 of the diploma in library and information science transformed itself into a full-fledged diploma. Levels 2 and 3 together became the higher diploma and were renamed as parts 1 and 2 of the higher diploma course. Together, it is still a 3-tier diploma higher diploma program, which is required for recruitment of librarians. I'm sure Deputy Director General of the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission is here today, Mr. Janak Jayala, who helped us in the process of the accreditation of the education programs. On request of the SLLA, the TVEC, the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission, prepared the National Competency Standards for Library and Information Science and a curriculum for training library professionals in NVQ levels 5 and 6. Once it is available, the employers will have the opportunity to benchmark skills of professional library staff in opening grades. Our role should not end at the developing of skills at NVQ levels 5 and 6. It is due to this fact that several years ago, previous councils of the SLLA negotiated with universities, particularly with the National Institute of Library and Information Sciences, University of Colombo, and the Open University of Sri Lanka to pave a path to continue education to higher professional levels, to obtain graduate and postgraduate qualifications. The Open University started the 4 years honors degree program, in which 2 years can be exempted for diplomates from SLLA. The NILIS, University of Colombo, is revising its bylaws to accept chartered librarians to follow the Master in Library and Information Science program. Previously, it opened doors to the associate members of the SLLA to follow postgraduate diploma. But this is not enough to make librarianship a well-recognized profession. It should not only stated in books, but should also be inscribed in the hearts of people. While making a lasting impression on the minds of people, we should also convince employers and policymakers to recognize the importance of the profession in the context of the contemporary world. Especially government, public, and school librarians have mixed results in obtaining their rights to become executive professionals. The path still has obstructions which can easily be eliminated if the relevant officials and policymakers can mediate. Librarians still are a great resource to be harnessed, while Google or even the world's best AI applications to date can't fulfill. This is more so in a context where the Right to Information Act is in operation. I have seen I don't see government mentioning about librarians when they talk about the administration of RTI. They still think that RTI is a work of mass media, which is not a true picture. It is probably because the government information department basically serves the mass media industry. But librarians have the skills of organizing, reference, retrieval of information, the essentials to become an information professional. An information officer in a government establishment operates the function of filtering information, making a balance between the needs of the public and the extent to which the institutional framework allows the release of information. Educating our professionals on performing the role of information officer in state and private sector organizations is an activity we should seriously focus on, which we are already doing, but has room for further improvement. Research and development within the discipline of library and information sciences is another priority, which is why we continued to conduct the national conference of the association a few weeks ago, even amidst the pandemic situation. Finally, I would like to extend my thanks to another special person, that is Dr. Premila Gamage, a leading list figure not only in Sri Lanka but also in the world, who encouraged us in many ways and also helped us to get in touch with Dr. Tonia. On this note, I will conclude my address, giving way for the proceedings that follow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It is time for us to announce the outstanding awards to be received by the students of SLLA. In this regard, I would like to invite the education officer to describe the motto of the awarding. Dr. Champa Alahakon, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning to everybody. As the Education Officer of the academic year 2021, I would like to announce the award that the Sri Lanka Library Association is introduced for the students who are following Diploma and High Diploma in Library and Information Science at the SLLA. First of all, I would like to introduce SC Block Memorial Award. SC Block Award is introduced in remembrance of the first president of the SLLA. The candidates who obtain the best results in Diploma and High Diploma in Part 1 in Library and Information Science examinations will be awarded the SC Block Memorial Scholarship. A student who obtain an average of 70% for all subjects at the first sitting of the examination and passing all the subjects will be awarded the SC Block Memorial Award.
SC Block Memorial Scholarship, Diploma in Library and Information Science, winner, Sinhala Medium, Miss KRMS Dhananji Bandara. Diploma in Library and Information Science, SC Block Memorial Scholarships, winner, Tamil Medium, Miss V. Sugania. Higher Diploma in Library and Information Science, Part 1, SC Block Memorial Scholarship, winner, Sinhala Medium, Miss KHMS Pushpakumari. Once again, I'd like to call Dr. Champa to give a brief description of the gold medal achievement.
The second SLLA award is Gold Medal for the academic year 2020. Gold Medal is awarded for the highest marks of the High Diploma in Library and Information Science Part 2. A student who is obtaining an highest aggregate average of 65% at the first sitting of the exam and passing in all subjects will be awarded the SLLA Gold Medal.
Higher Diploma in Library and Information Science Part 2, Gold Medal for Best Achievement at EdTipList 2 2019-2020, Tamil Medium, Miss K. Krishnapriya.
Congratulations. I'd like to call upon Dr. Champa to describe Srikanth Lakshmi Arulananda Memorial Award. Dr. Champa.
Our third award is Shrikanta Lakshmi Allalandam Memorial Award for the academic year 2020. This award is presented to the candidate who obtained the highest performance at the Higher Diploma in Library and Information Science Part 2 examination. The candidate who obtaining the highest aggregate in all three levels of the Diploma and High Diploma program, and the candidate who obtained the best cumulative overall average of the marks not less than 60% gained through all three levels of examination will be considered for the Shrikanta Lakshmi Arulalandam Memorial Award.
Shrikanta Lakshmi Arunalantham Memorial Award for Overall Best Performance 2019-2020, Tamil Medium, Ms. K. Krishna Priya.
Sri Lanka Library Association Fellowship. All the members of the Sri Lanka Library Association are classified into three categories. A member who has obtained a non-corporate membership can apply for an associate membership. After 5 years of satisfactory service, associate member can apply for the fellowship. The nature of the membership of our association and basic requirements and qualifications related to it can be shown in the form of a presentation for your information as follows. The presentation slide, you can clearly understand how to develop our membership category. All the members can apply the non-corporate membership, the first category. What are the qualification of apply the non-corporate membership? LIS diploma or LIS high diploma, LIS special degree or LIS master or PhD degree holders. After that, all the non-corporate member, they can apply corporate membership. Normally, we call associate member. All the associate members, 5 years, they can apply the fellowship. There are 4 categories of fellowship members. They can earn requirement of the fellowship criteria. This year, 7 applications were received for the fellowship for this year, and out of them, 5 members had fulfilled all the qualification. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ananda.
It looks like there's a technical error. Could you please play the fellowship award? I truly am honored to invite Dr. Ananda Tissa to present a brief introduction to the award.
Vichitada Silva Research Award. Vichitada Silva Research Award is presented with the main objective of encouraging enhancement of research skills of library professionals. Other objective of this award are to encourage SLLA members and other LIS professionals in Sri Lanka to undertake research in the LIS field, to recognize outstanding research, meritorious contributions, and new initiatives in the local LIS field, to promote modernization of libraries and information services in Sri Lanka, to assist in the cultivation of a quality research culture in the LIS field, and to assist in building an exemplary library and information service in the country. Ms. Vichitada Silva was a founder member of the Ceylon Library Association. She served as the treasurer of the Press Council and later as the assistant education officer. In addition to being an active member of the association, she also served in the teaching panel, assisting to promote the education programs of the association. Ms. Vichitada Silva was the librarian of the Department of National Museums 1968 to 1974. Later, she joined the United Nations and served in Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur. After retirement from the UN, she served in the Ministry of Planning as a consultant. She was the guest of honor at the SLLA 50th Anniversary Western Province Regional Seminar held at ITI in August 2010. And later, she was the honor at the SLLA 50th Anniversary International Conference held in October 2010, with the participation of the IFLA President, Dr. Ms. Ellen Tisse. On request of the family members of Ms. Vichitada Silva, who meditate in establishing the award, the word research has been used flexibility in selection of projects to include all innovative activities and applications. This time, 2 applicants submitted application for the Vichitada Silva Research Award. The applications were assessed by 2 subject matter experts using a common evaluation criteria. Only 1 applicant has qualified to receive the award for this year. Thank you.
Ms. Vijita D. Silva Award is donned by Mr. M.N. Ravikumar and Dr. Chamba Alhakon. May I call upon Mrs. Sridharan to brief the project and evaluation of the award.
Good morning to all. Vijita D. Silva Research Award, releasing DIPLIS exam results through online web portal. The results of the 3-tier examinations of the DIPLIS program were released in traditional way as print format and also through the Sri Lanka Library Association website. The result sheet was published in Sri Lanka Library Association website in PDF format, which could be downloaded by anyone disregarding the privacy of candidates. This also requires the students to remember their index numbers, which is not very convenient. To overcome all these issues and also to follow the modern best practices, this project introduces a method through which results could be accessed by candidates using their national identity card numbers. This will also guarantee the confidentiality of the results. Thus, the project modernized the way of releasing exam results and provided more privacy and a convenient way to release the DIPLIS results through online portal using a user-friendly system which enhanced the quality of DIPLIS program of SLLA. Mr. M. N. Ravikumar has developed a database using MySQL and designed a user-friendly web portal using JavaScript, PHP, and HTML to search and display the results of the candidates using their national identity card number. The system is implemented with the support of Dr. Ms. Champa N.K. Alahakon, Education Officer of Sri Lanka Library Association. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Sridharan, for reading that. Once again, we congratulate the awardees. Now we have arrived at the great moment to listen to our chief guest, who is already vibrating and echoing her distinguished prominence at this inauguration of the AGM. Before listening to her talk, let's read her citation. I would like to call upon Dr. Nayana Vijayasundara, immediate past president of SLLA, to read her citation. Madam, over to you.
A very good morning to all of you. It is with great pleasure I introduce our chief guest today, Madam Tonya Arahova. Tonya Arahova is the IFLA President-elect 2021 to 2023. She serves as the President of General Council for Libraries in Greece. The period 2017 to 2019 was the head of the library of the President of Hellenic Democracy. She has served as the acting General Director of the National Library of Greece, where she has worked since 1995. From 2004 till 2009, she was the counselor of the head of the group of Greek MEPs in Brussels in cultural policy, heritage and cultural creation of interconnection networks. She holds a BA in Byzantine and modern literature, an MBA from the Athens University of Business and Economics, and a master in communication and media studies. Her PhD thesis is on strategies for the implementation of e-services in the National Library of Greece. She has served as IFLA Treasurer, member of the Governing Board of IFLA, IFLA Executive Committee, IFLA Congress Advisory Committee, and Chair in Division 4, Support of the Profession, IFLA Professional Committee, and also a member of the International Jury Committee of IFLA International Marketing Award. From 2007 till 2010, She was a member of the board of directors of the Greek General State Archives. She speaks English, French, and Italian, and she plays the piano. She is the managing director of the literary magazine Decata. She has published articles about strategic management, public diplomacy, cultural heritage marketing, and strategic reforms in human resources. She is the current Secretary General of ENAM, European Network of American Alumni Associations. In addition, she has served as a special advisor to the alternate Minister of Immigration for European Parliament issues and libraries. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you. We feel honored to have with us the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Tonya Arahova, the President-elect of IFLA for 2021. Madam, I humbly invite you to take over the microphone. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for this invitation. I'm really delighted to be with you in this 61st AGM of the famous Sri Lanka Library Association. I must say that I admire very much the work that you are doing for the libraries and librarians in your countries. And I would like especially to thank very warmly the president of Sri Lanka Library Association, Dr. Ruang Gamas, and of course, my dearest and very prominent colleague, Pramila Gamas, for this invitation. It's really very early in the morning also in Athens. I had a double espresso, but I really feel very happy and very ready to start my presentation, which will be focused in new HRN, human resources management, and the role of IFLA, libraries, and especially librarians having the eyes to our future. I noted down two very important sentences that Dr. Ruang Gamas has mentioned about the role of librarians and about the accurate information that libraries provide. And this has nothing to do with the dull information that usually the internet can provide to people who are doing this kind of search. We must be proud that we work in the libraries. We must be very proud that we are librarians. We must be very proud that we serve the citizens of our cities and our countries, giving them this accurate information and making libraries really a community space for all. And now that I will share my screen in order to go on with my presentation. Okay, so as I told you, my theme is IFLA, the global voice of libraries and library professionals, HRM, human resources management with the eyes to the future. First of all, when we're talking about IFLA, when we're talking about libraries, about librarians, and about human resources management, we have to define our values, because without defining which are values, we can't build a concrete and effective strategy. So our values are more transparency, efficiency, and collaboration, stronger regional representation, greater financial and organization sustainability, more varied opportunities for participation to new leaders, and better support for volunteers. These were the main values that really pushed IFLA the last years in order to launch a new structure with a new regional council where all regions will be really represented and all the voices can be heard, because it is really important for the future, not only of IFLA, but also for all the library associations and of all librarians, their voices to be heard in order to implement new policies, in order to create networks, and in order to have a more efficient collaboration between all of us. So when we're talking about libraries, we are really talking about library professionals and paraprofessionals, and how we treat this kind of people, or how we are treated as librarians. So it is very important from my point of view that special attention must be given to personal development. Establishing and developing meaningful personal and development policies and programs. And I like very much this quote, that personal development is fully possible only in an environment which not only permits, but mainly activates and encourages individuals to develop their potential skills. So this must be an open environment where all kinds of professionals, like young professionals, the ones that they were awarded from your prominent library associations just a few minutes ago, but also experienced professionals, people who are working in the libraries and in the library association for many years. I think it is important to treat them in this way and give them this kind of opportunities. That's why it was a key point when we in IFLA, especially the last 2 years, which were the COVID, the pandemic, very strange years, we were talking about this kind of new management, about a governance report, and about a new, wider development roadmap. Because from my point of view, what it is really important, especially in the library field, is really the development, is really to making these steps forward. So this roadmap, it addressed the operation of and between bodies which bring our together volunteers to carry out work and take decisions. And in IFLA, we have these bodies. We have our General Assembly, we have the Governing Board, we have the professional and the regional councils structures, and we have the advisory committees, which work together with IFLA headquarters in order to make IFLA what it is, but in order to make IFLA really helpful for the national library associations and for the libraries and the librarians which serve their regions, whether this region is Asia, Caribbean, or Latin America, or Europe, or Africa. Librarians we are really a power, and libraries, from my point of view and from IFLA's point of view, are the most important, not only according to the knowledge aspect, but according to the social role aspect. Libraries are the most important institutions that policy makers have to take under very serious consideration when they are designing their policies. So when we're talking about moving forward, about progress and about development, it is very good to have in our mind how we structure this human resource management for now, for the present, but also for tomorrow. And what is really to have the things that we have to have our consideration. First of all, to optimize effectiveness and growth of human resources. Second, to use behavioral science guidelines. And third, knowledge and skills to include attitudes and behaviors, which thus involve the total person as a worker, but also as a member of a library organization. And when talking about libraries or organization, we are not only talking about libraries association, which are the most important bodies in a national level, but also we are also talking about libraries themselves and how they manage their staff and their librarians. Other main ways, and let's use the terms guidelines, is the influence of modern management concepts, is a rapid and unexpected change that we all experience the last years because of the pandemic, but 2 years, but also the previous years as the world is changing very rapidly. Of course, it's technology. It's the dynamic role and the complexity of modern technology. And of course, it is a change in the managerial values to work more humanistic and democratic practices for our staff. And of course, it's the trend to work participative management, to new stance of active involvement of employees, formulating and achieving organizational goals, and of course a leadership that really involves shared decision. And this also has to do with politicians and policymakers. They really can't take decisions without the library associations and without the libraries. It is very important that this could be a shared decision. And in this direction, IFLA is really working. And as far as I am concerned, this is one of my goals, to work very hard in order to influence decision makers all around the world to take libraries and librarians' role under very serious consideration. Another thing is to view personal development with an asset management approach, because librarians, we are an asset. And of course, to give more importance to competence, motivation, and general effectiveness in a human organization like libraries and of course archives are. And managing the human component is the central and most important task, because all else depends on how well this is done. The financial factor is very important when you manage a library or a library association, but the human factor is the crucial one. Otherwise, things can really become very complicated. And what we really call in the economics and in the human resource management science as a climate. This inside the library, there must be a climate in which employees have a chance to develop, where supervisors are really concerned for the development of those they supervise, and where employee attitudes and involvement are solicited and respected. Because in order to inspire the respect for us, for libraries, librarians, and for our profession, we must also give respect, to our staff, to the people who are really working with and for us. So we're talking about a management about a type of management that is committed to the recognition and the dignity of the employees as men and women, and merely as factors who are really contributing to the efficiency and the effectiveness of this library. And I'm going to say some very specific and practical things about this kind of human resource management for today and tomorrow. First, constantly assess and inventory interests and needs. We have to have in our consideration and be aware of and develop resources at state and regional levels, and develop active programs on issues and concerns of librarians. use and develop leadership potential in the area in order to broaden program planning expertise, to urge and conduct models of staff development, to use meetings and publication for further development, and to cooperate closely with library systems and especially with what we call as a library networks. So that's why in IFLA, we took all these things under very serious considerations, and we have this new structure. We create a new regional council. We create regional divisions to help develop and deliver plans for building the capacity of our members everywhere to advocate effective libraries and create new possibilities at all levels for new people to join and for people coming from all over the world, whether they are coming from US, from Australia, from Europe, from Sri Lanka, to get involved, to be included in high-level managerial bodies like the governing board of IFLA. And to do this, we must ensure that our new regional divisions are working in partnership with IFLA staff team and regional offices and have the necessary assistance to encourage and support increased IFLA membership in every region. And in order to provide this, because in IFLA we are all volunteers except from the IFLA staff, we have to rebalance our system of professional divisions, structures that bring together our professional units, ensure that division chairs have the time to offer full support and guidance. And there will be 8 professional divisions, up from 5 now, and each of them will have a similar manageable number of professional units with provision for further adjustment in future maintenance and this kind of balance. And this is really a very step forward for IFLA according to the new structure, to the new IFLA professional council with the working groups and the possibility of new networks, and also for the IFLA regional council where regional division committees will provide a point for IFLA's work at the regional level by preparing regional action plans reflecting their own regions' work, and this with close cooperation with IFLA HQ. I don't want to spend more of your precious time in this high-level meeting that you are having, conference that you are having today. I am going to conclude my speech saying that my core values, my vision, for not only for IFLA, but for libraries and librarians all over the world, and this is something that I work and I'm working very hard, is transparency, is synergy, is consistency, and most of all is inclusion. IFLA, library associations and libraries must be places where all people can have access, and must be welcome places, welcome organizations where librarians can really have their voice heard. I am very proud, I say again, I'm very proud of the work of all national library associations. I'm very proud about the work that Sri Lanka Library Association is doing. I have been watching the last years your work. I have searched your website. I really want to congratulate you for the work you are doing. And I really hope that we will have the opportunity in the next year, in the next years to visit your beautiful country and to work very closely together in order to help all together to update the skills of all of us and to the young professionals to identify who can really be helpful to our professional, and never forget that our professional is the best job on earth And of course, this is something that really comes from my 26 years work in the library field. So thank you so much for your intention. Terima kasih banyak. I'm sure that it's terrible, the pronunciation. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best for your library association and your librarians. And I want to reassure you that I will be here for you as a colleague to help to promote further cooperation with IFLA. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Dr. Arahoha, for an inspiring speech. Now, please accept our token of appreciation in the form of a plaque.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to apologize for a technical error happened while we were awarding to the students, and then it should have been a fellowship. Now we will be playing the fellowship video. Sorry for the trouble.
Thank you, Dr. Anandathissa. Now, let us begin with our first fellowship awardee, Mrs. Priyani Balasurya, whose citation will be read by Mr. Vijay Premadashana.
Miss Priyani Balasurya, membership number 290. Miss Priyani Balasurya is the Chief Librarian of Sri Lanka Institute of Development Administration, SRIDA. She has obtained a bachelor degree in arts in 2004 and master degree in library and information science in 2015 from the University of California. She has also completed the final examination in library and information science from SLLA in 2007. She was conferred the Associateship of SLLA in 1988. She has 26 years professional experience in government libraries, advanced technical college libraries, school and special libraries. Ms. Balasurya has been an educator too. She was attached to the Sri Lanka Teacher Service during the period from 2005 to 2015. She taught communication and media studies. She also obtained her postgraduate diploma in education from the University of Pennsylvania in 2012. She has published more than 10 research papers in national and international journals and conferences. Also, she has published scholarly articles in newspapers, magazines and newsletters. In 1999, she received the Danida travel grant to attend the IFLA conference. In addition, she has been invited as a speaker of many training workshops by the National Library, public libraries and solar education officers. Also, Ms. Priyani Balasurya held various positions in SLLA Council as convener of school library group in 2009, 2010 and 2010-2011, Assistant Education Officer in 2011, 2012 and the Information and Public Relations Officer in 2018-2019. Currently, she is serving as Assistant Education Officer of the Sri Lanka Library Association, Executive Committee member of Library and Information Science Alumni Association of University of California, Council member of the Royal Asiatic Society of Sri Lanka, RASSL, and Management Committee member of the Veteran Sri Lanka. Also, she is a life member of the Organization of Professional Association of Sri Lanka, OPA.
Thank you, sir. Next fellowship awardee is Dr. S.K. Ilangaratna, and his citation will be read by Mr. Ravi Kumar.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy and privileged to read the citation of Dr. S.K. Ilangaratna. Dr. S.K. Ilangaratna is a senior assistant librarian of the Technology Library, Rajaratna University of Sri Lanka. He received his PhD from the Wuhan University of Technology, PR China in 2017 under the Chinese government scholarship. His PhD research topic was multi-criteria evaluation system for university libraries performance in Sri Lanka. He has also obtained his master's degree in library and information science from University of Kelaniya in 2010. He has 21 years professional experience including public and university libraries. He has published more than 20 research papers at national and international journals and conferences. Dr. Ilangaratna has published a few Sinhala books on computer graphic design as well. His research interests are library ranking, user needs, and green library initiatives. He has demonstrated his capacity in administrating social media such as Facebook groups, pages, and YouTube channels. He has participated in the local and international workshops, conferences, and training programs. Also, he has been invited for many training workshops by the local government authorities to enhance the library and information science knowledge of public and school librarians, especially on modern technologies. Dr. Ilangaratna is an International Cooperation Committee member of the International Engineering and Technology Institute, Hong Kong. He is the General Secretary of University Librarians Association of Sri Lanka and served as a Chief Editor of the Journal of University Librarians Association of Sri Lanka during the year 2019-2020. He is a Management Committee member of the We Turn Sri Lanka organization. Dr. Ilangaratna serving as the Information and Public Relation Officer of the present Council of SLLA. My heartiest congratulations and best wishes to Dr. Ilangaratna.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Geethani Aptanayaka will be reading the citation of our third awardee, Ms. AKU and Kodituaku.
SLLA Fellowship 2021. Mrs. A.K. Upeksha Nishanti Kodituaku. Mrs. Upeksha Nishanti Kodituaku is the Senior Assistant Librarian of the Reader Services Division and Outreach Services Division of Library, University of Moratuwa. She graduated from the University of Peradeniya in 2008 with a BA Special Degree in Archaeology with a second-class upper division. She obtained MSc in Library and Information Science from the Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Kelaniya in 2015, and she also holds a Master of Public Administration (MPA) offered by the Faculty of Graduate Studies, University of Colombo. Before joining the University of Moratuwa, she served as an assistant librarian at the National Library and Documentation Services Board and assistant registrar at the University of Vocational Technology, Ratmalana. She joined the University of Moratuwa in 2013. She supports the research culture of the faculties by conducting user awareness programs. She has been involved in library staff training activities too. Mrs. Kodituaku currently represents the library as a faculty board member of the Faculty of Business. Mrs. Kodituaku has served as a visiting lecturer on library classification in the SLLA education program. From 2018 onward, she is serving as a committee member of the Special SLLA Committee on prison library development and library architecture. She is a member of University Librarians Association, University of Moratuwa Teachers Association, Royal Asiatic Society, Archaeological Society of Sri Lanka and IBBY Sri Lanka. Mrs. Kodituaku became a member of the Sri Lanka Library Association in 2011 after completing the Diploma in Library and Information Science and the course on Library Automation (COLA) from SLLA and obtained associateship in 2013. She has presented her research output in journals, conference papers, focusing on information literacy, information seeking behavior, bibliometric studies and outreach activities, and engages in literary communication activities. Thank you.
Fourth awardee is Mr. T. Ramanam. May I call upon Ms. Sridharan to read his citation?
Sri Lanka Library Association Fellowship 2021. Mr. Thanga Vadivel Ramanan. Mr. Thanga Vadivel Ramanan is serving as a Senior Assistant Librarian Grade 1 at the Faculty of Technology, University of Colombo since November 2020. He obtained Agriculture Honours degree from the Eastern University, Sri Lanka in 2002 and secured a second-class upper division. He started his career path as an assistant lecturer in the year 2003 at the Department of Agricultural Economics, Faculty of Agriculture of the same university. Having followed the Diploma in Library and Information Science conducted by the Sri Lanka Library Association, he was intrigued by the library profession and joined the Library of Eastern University in November 2004. He finished his research in Master of Library and Information Science at the Faculty of Graduate Studies, University of Colombo in 2010 and was promoted to Senior Assistant Librarian Grade 2. He has been engaged in conducting lectures in both graduate and diploma courses in Library and Information Science for the past 10 years. He was offered a fellowship in 2011 in Modern Library Practices from India. He received a short-term training on data curation in Hanoi, Vietnam in 2014, which was organized by Special Libraries Association. He was given with IATUL and BI International grants to present and discuss his work in indigenous knowledge and cultural heritage at IATUL 2015 in Hanover, Germany. He convened a national conference of Sri Lanka Library Association in 2016. He had coordinated a UNESCO program in 2017 to establish gender corners in Eastern University's main library and the public library of Batticaloa. With over 40 publications in international journals and national and international conferences, he extended his services as the chief editor of Journal of University Librarians Association Sri Lanka during 2015-2016. Thank you.
Final fellowship award goes to Ms. Tushari Senaviratna, and her citation will be read by Dr. Champa N. Alhakun.
It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Tushari Manohari Senaviratna for the award of Fellowship 2021. Mrs. Tushari Manohari Senaviratna is the Senior Assistant Librarian attached to the newly established Research Support Services Division of the Library, University of Moratuwa. She graduated from the University of California in 1998 with a BSc Special Degree in Zoology, second class, upper division, winning gold medal for the best performance in zoology. She completed postgraduate diploma in environmental management from the University of Moratuwa through a ADB scholarship in 2000. She successfully completed the Masters in Library and Information Science at University of Colombo in 2003. She was appointed as an assistant librarian in year 2000 and promoted to senior assistant librarian grade 2 in 2005 and grade 1 in 2011. She has been working in various divisions of Library, University of Moratuwa, and her immense contributions in establishing the user education unit and community outreach services were well recognized. She had been a visiting lecturer at the National Institute of Library and Information Sciences, University of Colombo from 2004 to 2008. She had also been a research supervisor and examiner of dissertations. She has held many positions such as General Secretary, Editor, and Executive Member of University Librarians Association of Sri Lanka and the post of Assistant Secretary cum Assistant Treasurer of University of Moratuwa Teachers Association. She became a member of Sri Lanka Library Association in 2005 and obtained associateship in 2015. She has contributed her expertise with a commitment in different capacities for SLLA. She has served as a member of Publication Committee from 2015 to 2018. Further, she was a member of NACLIS Group during 2016-17 and 2019-20. She has over 30 research publications to her credit with 65 Google Scholar citations. She has also won Presidential Award for Scientific Research in 2010.
Thank you, ma'am. It's time for us to express the gratitude to everyone. I may call upon Dr. K.R.N. Harshini to deliver the word of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Vijini. Chief guest, Dr. Tonya Arohova, respected council members, our most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to deliver a vote of thanks on this occasion. I hope all of you, your families are safe during this distress time of pandemic COVID-19. As you are aware, no time can be called the most difficult time because in the coming times, even more difficult challenges may have to be faced by the society. But we must understand that the effort in difficult times are very fruitful in future. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our chief guest, Dr. Tonya Arohova. With all our due respect, we would like to thank you for your presence at the inauguration ceremony. I give a really heartful vote of thanks to you, ma'am. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this is definitely encouraging us in our future events. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. Thank you so much, ma'am, for decorating the occasion and sharing your opinions today. We are all inspired by your great works. It is only right that I begin my remarks by congratulating our numerous awards winners. The celebration is about recognizing the many achievements of our students, and we are delighted and honored to be able to recognize their exceptional performances. I should especially thank the persons who have been a backbone of the event. Respected council and executive committee members of the Sri Lanka Library Association. We thank you for being with us this time. It has been a great support throughout. I especially extend my thanks to Dr. Sama Nilangaratna and Dr. Tharanga Ranasinghe for handling the virtual event together with the TIIKM and Mr. Norman Ravi Kumar and Mrs. TMC Hansamali for graphic designing and video creations. Mrs. Priyadarshini Hemakumar, the Assistant General Secretary, was the overlooking all main functions. I greatly appreciate her enormous cooperation in organization of this event. Further, our thanks to go compare of the ceremony, Mr. T. Ramanan and Mrs. Sujini Karyavasam. I would like to thank the council members who volunteered and supported us in many ways. Thank you so much. The office staff also extended a big hand in this task. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation goes to all the participants who attend this inauguration ceremony with great enthusiasm and made today's event a great success. I may like to express our sincere thanks to TIIKM for providing an excellent logistic support for today's meeting. I lack of words to appreciate their participation and their willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your valuable time and attention, and wish you all good health and happiness. I thank you for your attention. Over to you, Ramanan.
Thank you.
Once again, I'd like to thank everyone and for joining and holding your hands for us to make this event successful. Before having the tea break, I would like to invite everyone to stay for a photograph, and please switch on your videos and support us with the photograph.
I hope the snapshot's been taken. Thank you, everybody, once again. Virginie?
By the way, I would like to announce that the members shall return at 11 a.m. using the separate link given to the AGM to their mailboxes. Thank you.